You're listening to the Hella Well with Danielle show, a podcast taking women of color on a journey exploring all things wellness and travel related. We're all about showing you how to put on your oxygen mask first and creating lasting self-care habits that will free you to travel the world and live the life you truly desire, and not one you have to fake loving. I'm your host, Danielle Washington. Now let's buckle up and start this journey. Welcome to the Hella Well with Danielle podcast, your weekly mental vacation for the busy woman who just needs a moment to pause, breathe, and woosah. If that statement didn't explain what today's podcast episode is about, I don't know what else is. As a busy woman myself, I understand the need to pause. I understand the need to breathe. And just simply woosah. It is June 13th and June 19th is coming up soon, which for me is my celebration of independence. You know, it was a time when in 1865, African Americans in Galveston, Texas were informed that they were actually free and still, playing like slaves. And, my family's from Port Arthur, Texas, as my mom is. And so, I've always resonated with Juneteenth because I'm like, my people were probably there, still working, still thinking that they were slaves. And it kind of relates back into today's topic of finding freedom again. But before we get fully into today's topic, I want us to do some breathing exercises. So if you can, take a moment, pause, get comfortable. You can either do the standing or seated, eyes open, eyes closed. The choice is yours. I typically like to close my eyes because it feels like it helps me go further in and kind of really connect with this energy. So what we're going to do is we're going to inhale through the nose. We're going to exhale through the mouth. Then we're going to inhale through the mouth and exhale through the nose, and then repeat that cycle. Then we'll inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, inhale through the mouth, exhale through the nose. And this really helps. This is one of my favorite breathing practices to help calm the body down. When you feel like you're about to lose your ish, this is one of my go-tos. Mine is doing the taco tum, which we've done several times. So let's just try this. So you can keep your hands, maybe put one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Or you can have your hands in Gyan Mudra, which is kind of that wisdom seal. So sealing your fingertips of your thumb and your index finger together. But let's go. So we're going to inhale through our nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the mouth. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the mouth. Exhale through the nose. One last time. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. Inhaling through the mouth. Exhaling through the nose. And inhale through the nose. Hold the breath. And exhale through the nose. And just be still. Become aware of your body. Any sensations, thoughts coming up. And when you're ready, flutter your eyes open. If you have some water, take a glass of water, take a sip. Finding freedom again. I say finding freedom again. That's the name of today's podcast episode. Is because we were all born free. If you are, in theory, if you are American and you were born after 1865, at this point, in theory, The government has said that we were born free. That means my grandmother was born free, my mom was born free, I was born free. Yet, it doesn't always feel like we're free. Sometimes I find myself waiting for, FedEx to deliver a package, a certified letter that says, hey, congratulations, you're actually free to stop being busy. You're actually free to stop feeling like you have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. You're actually free to do what you desire in life. You're free to say no. Because I feel like I'm waiting for this letter when in reality, I was born free. It's my birthright. Yet I am waiting for someone to tell me that I'm free. And as I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about for Juneteenth, I was just like, yo, this is it. Like, this is my freedom time again. I have been, especially this year, been in the process of doing a lot and expanding a lot. Like, I've been working on my yoga therapy training, and I'm now I've done all the physical training aspect of it, but now I'm just doing my clinical hours, and that's a lot. It's amazing. I love doing this. That's why I wanted to talk about it on last week's podcast episode. I am about to be a part of Yoga, which is coming out soon. That's going to be launching next week. And it's this beautiful space for just yoga. And I'm super excited to be a part of that initiative. So you'll be seeing me more, especially talking about that on social media. I have an ebook that I created called Crafting Your Escape, a practical guide out of feeling overwhelmed. And because I know what it feels like to feel overwhelmed. I know what it feels like to want that freedom when life feels overwhelming. And so that's coming out at the end of June. Working on retreats, one in November, one in May of 2025, and another one possibly to Bali, I think around August. And so there's just so much going on. And I could stay and continue doing the podcast and be consistent. This is one of the things I'm most proud of, the being consistent here. But I realize being consistent isn't as important as providing you with quality content. And right now, I feel that I need to find my freedom again. Freedom to just pause and know that let me be clear, I'm not going away. Podcast isn't going away, but we're pausing the podcast. We're going on a nice little summer vacation just to kind of regroup, focusing on a couple other things that I'm working on, and then coming back stronger. And if you've been rocking with me for a while, we've been doing almost 200 episodes of this podcast, I've taken pauses before, and I've come back with stronger information, stronger content. And that's what I want to do for you again. I want to come back even better. But I recognize that I'm in a space where it's time for a pause. It's time for me to feel free again. It's time for me to pour back into me, take care of me. Time to rest. It's time to have some fun. It's time to laugh. It's time to be in the sun. It's time to learn when the buffet is closing and I am already full, so I don't need to add to my plate. It's time for me to be free of feeling like this plate at the buffet is so heavy and full and that I have to take everything because, what if the buffet closes? Well, the buffet is closing. And I'm in a space right now in my life where I realize I don't have to crowd my plate with everything. I don't have to do everything. even when I want to do everything, because I want to do all these different things at the same time. I love doing this podcast, but I realized my plate is full. And so I had to pick and choose what I put on my plate, because I'm okay with the buffet closing. I'm okay with the plate being just 2 items on it, because I know when the buffet opens again, I don't have to overcrowd my plate, but I could put back things and know that I'm eating healthy, meaning that when I eat healthy, I can share from this plate and provide you with healthy content. So that's what's going on. So we're taking a summer pause from the podcast. Actually, from both podcasts, because we're also taking a pause from Black on the Mat. And I was reminded, that I have again over 200 episodes, almost 200 episodes here on Hello Well with Danielle. And we have over 15 episodes on Black on the Mat. So there's hella content. So if you want to go back, there's so many episodes to listen to. So again, I'll be back after the summer, which will be around birthday time. My birthday is coming up and it'll be my 50th birthday, which is crazy. So there'll be news about what's going on around that, because I'm doing a couple of different things there, and more news by the time I come back about the retreat in November, which is like a small immersive experience, going to be a weekend trip here in California for a very small intimate group, because it's going to be about us coming together and really creating customized wellness plans for each person, and then going deeper so we can really spend an intensive weekend laughing, healing, and just in community. So I can't wait to talk to you more about that. And other than that, please make sure you are on the email list, because then that's where you're going to find out more about the things that are happening, especially with the podcast not happening. And follow me on Instagram and TikTok, mainly on Instagram, and doing some other videos on YouTube. I'll be sharing more of this practice that I love, kind of explaining what Kundalini is, how it works, and how I use it for, like I was talking about, like the 3 different breaths that I used when I feel like I'm about to lose my ish, or doing things like explaining a mantra. Like I was telling a class I did at the public library in San Francisco the other day about this one mantra, and I'm like, so hung. I talk about it all the time. So hung means I am. And I am is a complete sentence. I don't have to be I am a podcaster, I'm a daughter, I'm all these things. I could just be I am. That freedom again. So hung to me is that freedom again. But I sometimes feel like we don't know what these mantras mean. I chant HAR, which is spelled hard, but it sounds like HUD, because the R is a hard D. And that means God. And chanting that over and over, because I do believe in God, like it resonates. And I feel like a lot of you are most likely, Christian of some sort. And, the church is telling you, oh, yoga is bad. Yoga is another religion. Well, yoga is not another religion. And yoga is telling you to chant about God. It will give you prosperity chanting about God. So I just kind of want to break down some of the stuff. And I'm feeling creative in a different way right now. That's all. Just feeling creative in a different way. So I look forward to seeing you when I come back and talking to you and sharing some updates. I invite you, encourage you to listen to some older episodes, continue to fill your plate, not to the fullest, but with some of the things that I've been talking about that are here to help you find that freedom when life feels impossible. And continue to follow me on places where I will be providing content like yoga, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and my email list. Other than that, I will talk to you guys soon. I love you. Take care. Ciao.
Thanks for joining us this week on the Hello Well with Danielle show. Make sure to visit our website, hellowellwithdanielle.com, where you can subscribe to our show on iTunes, Spotify, and Amazon Music and never miss an episode. Also, you can follow us on social media at Hello Well with Danielle on Facebook and Instagram, and Hello Well Danny on Twitter. And if you like hella love the show and got some good nuggets out of it, know that I'm not too proud to ask for you to please leave a rating or review on iTunes so that we can continue to expand our reach and help other women of color. Again, thanks so much for listening, and I hope to see you next week. Ciao.